Hello traders, Vladimir here. This is the weekly forecast for the week of 27th of March 2016. Non-farm payroll week with eyes to Friday and also holiday week. So it's long weekend all the way until Tuesday. Happy Easter to everyone who celebrates. To you and your families and your loved ones. I hope you have a wonderful time. Enjoy the food. Enjoy your time off, some time to rest, to have a break, and get ready for the next opportunities on the market. So, what do we trade? What do we have? And where the eyes are. From my point of view, the main idea will yet remain to trade the anti-dollar. The way I see that, every pullback would be time to consider once again to jump in anti-dollar trades. Of course, on short term things could go different, but I'm talking a bit longer view, and that's mainly because I start to have very big doubts on the ability of the Federal Reserve to get more rate increases. They start to see and understand that the previous increase might be a mistake. If they will raise at all this year, that will be a pretty serious surprise, and will actually put more and more pressure on the other pairs and other currencies and other economies related as well, connected as well with the U.S. economy, and that will not be good. Now, let's take a look on the opportunities we have, and as I said, things might take some time, but I will be looking to trade mainly anti-dollar. Mainly, it doesn't mean that on short term we cannot enjoy from some kind of reversals. We still can, and that's still doable. Now let's start with the pound dollar, because this one is a mystery. The pound dollar, we all know that the closer we go to the reference period, pound dollar pressure might go actually to this zone. We've been talking about this not once, not twice, many times, until we duplicate the waves. We already got one false break right here, broke down and broke above and closed above. This was a false break under divergence. Now this is continuing divergence. Continuing divergence, we know, tend to sometimes get into more than one low, right? Like it was here, 1, 2, 3, 4, and only that's where we got the reversal, right? Like here, 1, 2, 3, 4, and only that's where we got the reversal. So there is a chance we will still see the bottoms, but that's a weekly chart. On the short-term chart, there is not a bad chance at all that this will at least try, to turn to be a head and shoulders. And that means we might get an attempt to try and be traded on the upside. So how can we actually try and enjoy? This is the 4-hour chart. Now on 4-hour chart, there is a chance for a ranging zone. Okay, we got a false break down, false break up, and there is a chance we are still playing in. So what could happen? We might get one more false break like this, and then play inside. And we might, right now, currently hold the bottom and trade the triangle. Take inside and try the rally. Now, if we take a look on the 1-hour chart, we could see easily that we had triple cycle, right? Let's put some lines here so it will be more clear. Okay, false break. Everything looks good. Wave number 1. Potential range. If we break above, we could expect wave number 2. That could take us back to 142 plus. Now the biggest question, what's coming next? And there is a big chance we are after 144, 145, 146 zone. And that's why for me, I would be trying the buys. If it doesn't break up and just continues lower, as said, and I'll be looking to get a false break right here, maybe with this divergence, and jump in a buy. And if it's straight dropping down, then remember, we will be after long-term false break once again, this one. If it just does that, okay, it will be one false break, two false breaks, and that could be 133 zone or so, that could be even the trend line or so. So if it breaks straight to the downside, then we will probably get lifetime opportunity for a buy based ourselves on the weekly and a monthly cycle, and that could be some real monster. And again, it's too early, but for me it is only buys. I think it's safer. Same with the euro dollar, despite the fact it's under range, it's well going the whole week. This is the where the week actually started. Okay, we got where we go, here we go, we got the week started right here, and it does nothing except of kind of repeating this idea. I still believe there is a chance we will see attempt for an upside, mainly because I'm anti-dollar and I don't believe in the dollar at all currently, and of course I might be wrong. So the best thing to do would be to wait now, because it's moving with very small candles, with very straight moves. We don't have any cycles. By cycles I mean move, correction, move, correction. The move is just straight, and the correction is simply straight with many spikes, so it's not the best setup to trade, of course. But I still think we will be looking for potential buy opportunities. That might be around 111.30. That might be around 110.50 below this bottom. But the best and the safest thing would be to start to look for potential convergences. By convergences, I mean once we spot the bottom. Okay, we are after higher highs like this. It tried to create higher high, but it couldn't. Okay, so we will want to get something like higher highs, and at the same time on MACD higher highs as well, like positive, negative, positive on the histogram, and then that will be great time for us with small risk try to enjoy the rallies. If it continues again straight lower, we still have the barrier of daily 20 MA, we still have the trend line. Not quite sure game is over for the bulls. There is not bad chance at all that we will continue the attempt for a rally and continue the attempt for anti-dollar period. Now dollar yen. Dollar yen is a mystery, to be honest. I still remain bearish in my mind, but what's interesting here that that's turned to be not respected triangle. Triangle was broken, but we still rally and rally inside it. So that could be just a range opportunity like it was here. That was also triangle, right? Let me take you back to this zone. It was also triangle, but broke inside and rallied above it for 2 waves. So is there a chance we are after that? Definitely. And if it will manage to do that and take us back to the trend line, perfect. That would be an amazing sell opportunity. But as for now, for me, it's anyway under bearish pressure. I still think we are going to below 110, very likely to 108 zone. For me, it's easily sell every rally. And currently, we do have the rally. We do have. It's like triple cycle. Okay, if we pay attention here. Okay, 1, 2, and now it's forming the 3. We have the divergence. We had several. This trend line break failed. All right. This one was by Friday, but then we didn't have any move, so it's not fair to judge. But right now we will be looking again for some sell opportunities. That's potential false break. Okay, this is potential trendline break. If we manage to get it, it's best now to start and look for convergences or momentum, like boom, correction, and boom, selling again. Okay, now will that be game over? there is a chance that we will from some of this zone get two waves down and one more rally towards 114, 115 or so before we crash. But it could start any single moment, and that's from my point of view why it's best to stick for a sell side. Even if you are wrong 1, 2, 3, 4, even 5 times, it's best to lose 5 times 40, 50 pips and one time gain 500 pips rather than trying to guess how long the long could stay. I would join the main forces, and the main forces from my point of view are yet monthly and weekly. There are no bullish sign to prevent that. So for me, sell the serious rallies. That would be the case. That would be the direction. That would be the idea. Now let's take a look on the CAD yen, another pair I have been talking about last week, and this week remains the same. For me, it is a buy and a serious buy. Now here is the interesting thing. We now got it on. Got it on the first trend line. We might respect. We still have this trend line. We still might revisit with this kind of opportunity. Okay, so we are following now the range, potential false break and a buy, or double cycle to complete, and then a buy. The deeper we can get it, followed by bullish divergence, this would be our buy signal. And I remind you why I am after buys, simply because of this triple cycle on the weekly, which for me means we are after something like that. And there is a lot of points to take on the upside once the market ready to make the move. Pound yen, another interesting pair, which you still know my view, it's only for sells. Now there is a interesting scenario, because we have had triple cycle here. We now might form triple cycle here as well. If we do, followed by bullish divergence, that might go for this scenario, take us to above this resistance of 165 zone, right? And after that, we will be looking for long-term sell, but that's still a scenario. So ideally, we get this triple cycle complete, break above this trend line, and start to look for buy opportunities. Okay, this would be the case. And for sales, as for now, I would prefer to wait, because I'm not quite sure the market is ready to continue the sales directly from here, as none of the cycles was mirrored by a correction. Okay? There is some potential scenario that we will be doing right now, some kind of a range here before continuing lower. We will keep that in mind, but I'm not sure it's tradable at this stage at least. And of course, there is always a chance of a triangle. So if we suddenly rally here, drop down once again, that could hint of a triangle, and then we will be looking to trade with the breakouts out of that. Keep an eye. This is great opportunity as well. I want to remind you where it all comes from the monthly chart, which still also not mirrored. So every rally here would be considered as opportunity to continue lower. All right, said enough here. Let's continue. The next one would be dollar Canadian, which, to be honest, surprised. I was after 128. We missed it slightly a bit. So it seems the pair want to change the direction. Now the pair is moving on kind of first wave move correction. It looks like it's doing that. Okay, so that's what I want to get. I wanted to cross above this place, gain some kind of convergence here, some kind of momentum here, then two waves down correction, and one more rally to come that should take us back to approximately 138, 139, maybe even higher. So for me, that this is the way to follow. That's where it should take us. So if we begin the week with drops, look to join and buys, that should be very nice opportunity for dollar Canadian. Aussie dollar. Well, last week we were after shorts. This week I think should not be different. We are after triple here, potential triple here. Okay, 1, 2, potential 3 with bullish divergence that should find the reason to rally like this, and after that we will be looking after this scenario, taking us back to this trend line or so. So drops at the beginning of the week should provide some buy opportunities right after that for continuation, and then one more sell. That's for this pair, which brings me back to pound Aussie. You remember my view of this pair. Now this is tricky one. I admit, with all the false break and divergences, it's only a question of time where we are going to start the rally from. Daily charts on current setup could be the one that will suddenly do this and pass 1000 pips. And on the other side, that could be exactly the setup where it will confuse, get one more, that's like 183, 182 ish, maybe even lower, continue with the divergence, continue with another false break, and then start the rally. So for me, look for dips and false breaks to gain a buy opportunity, to jump in a buy, or alternatively, look for bullish convergences, okay, and then join with retraces. Now, remember, once again, it could fail once, it could fail twice, but once the cycle comes and make the move, you get paid, and you get paid much, much more. So as I always say, it's not about being right. It's about making money at the end of the journey. Okay? And it's very, very important you remember that. And of course, if you have problems with psychology and accepting losses, then such setups are best for you to skip. Okay? So it's very, very important you understand where you stand and what actually you do. Now the next one, also related to the pound, is going to be euro pound, which is again playing around the tops. I enjoy the 1 hour chart. I wouldn't say convergence, but some kind of setup that could turn to be head and shoulders. And if we respect this false break and break below, very, very important, if we manage to gain the momentum, look for sells. If not, then I want just quick reminder, we are going to 080, 081 zone, maybe even higher, before we top. There is a chance we will get even 083. We still have a small gap not closed from there before we are boom going for hundreds points down. So don't rush for long-term sell, but for on a short term, it's definitely an opportunity to try the sells if we manage to get the false break. If not, and it just continues, let it go. There will be better opportunities. It's only question of time. And same with pound franc. Okay, it could be the case where we suddenly start the rally towards 140.60 to close the gap here, and maybe even once again to the top of 142, once again to continue in a range. But there is also a not bad chance that at the beginning of the week we will get some kind of break and then continuation down to complete this cycle around 133 approximately, and then we can talk about rallies again. So pay attention how it starts. Two scenarios. One of them will be triggered and will be triggered very, very soon. To be honest, it's 50-50. So again, it's not about being right. It's about making money at the end of the day. Even if you wrong one twice opportunities with small risk, the next reward to be paid will be huge. And that's the most important thing, to be there when things happen. Going to indices. Is game over? Not quite sure, because there is still chance we are after the long-term triples. 1, 2, 3. Okay, it still can do that. It still could rally towards 2090, 2100-ish before we change the direction as a monster. There is no convergence yet on the 4-hour chart. That's what makes it possible to get new rallies. Those of you who are in the sell, just break even. I mean, here with the false break, just break even yourself. Worst case, you'll be kicked by break even. Break even is never a loss, and wait for the next opportunity. Remember that such setups are rare, but once they happen and they pay. Okay, and we will want to be once things happen. Same we can say about the DAX, which is really playing nice, interesting game. Triple cycle here is amazing opportunity. The biggest question is triple already completed, or are we after one more high, which still definitely doable before we got the reversals. And on the long term, it doesn't matter how we change the game, we're still after sales. Okay, so we will be looking for that, and if we get one more high, same idea. We have the trend lines, we have the triple cycle expectations, right here with next divergence. So it's only where we will get it, and we have done from payrolls this week, so definitely that will play important role as well. So keep an eye. Things are about to be interesting, and we will want to be there once they happen. Gold and silver. Well, gold and silver, they did a nice down move, especially the silver, which is dropping and dropping beautifully. You know my view didn't change. We are after potential buy opportunities. As for now, especially for gold, let's go. It's clearer setup here. We had the first waving this here with the false break. We are after sales, right? We're doing that. There will be pullback, one more push, which after we will very likely go back for buys. So as for now, the idea remains the same: sell rallies while this trend line hold and respected. Every time you get closer, try to join the sellers, as they seem to be the one that control the current situation and movement. That will be all for this week. Thank you very much for watching. Remember, that it's safe. No one is after being right most of the times. We all here to make money, and this is the most important thing on trading. Especially the new traders tend to confuse it all, and it's all about it's all about being right. It's all about being right. It's all about having the right direction all the times. No, 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 not at all. You can be wrong most of the times and still one time be right. Enjoy the entire ride, enjoy the entire move, the cycle, and make much more than all the losses before. So remember, my dear friend, it's never about being right. It is about making money. And there is a great thing I love. What's the difference between analyst and trader? Analyst, well, it's pretty pretty funny, and it's going like that. Analyst will explain tomorrow what happened today, right? And while the trader is trading today, what will pay him tomorrow. So it's pretty interesting. And remember, that's the difference. We are not here to predict, and that's why I try my best to give you specific scenarios to follow, specific zones. It's impossible to give a specific level on market, and I hope you know that. And it's always a zone of action. Okay, and that's why once we get there, that's where you should expect a zone. And what strategy you are going to trade, seriously, it doesn't matter, because while you choose your direction, your next cycle, your next expectation move, that's what you want to trade. And what strategy will you enter? Trendline breakout, moving average cross, triangles, whatever it is. Seriously, it so doesn't matter. The most important thing is you choose your right direction to be in. Okay, and that's all based on understanding the cycles, how they develop, and what level should be predicted and respected, because not always the level we want is respected. So the worst case, we don't get a setup. Okay, and very very important to understand that, and that's where you will get into real trading and not guessing trading. So thank you very much for your time watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any question, ideas, feedbacks, comments, trades to share, feel free to leave here your comment, and I will do reply as soon as I can. Feel free to share this video with anyone you think can have a benefit by watching that. For those who care about trading and are interested about making some profit, that's what we are here for. And once again, thanks for your time. Happy Easter. Enjoy your family time, your great break, and some vacation. And I'll see you again very, very soon. Thank you. Yours, Vladimir Ribakov.